My HOA fee went from $450 to $8,500 overnight. No vote, no warning. Just Jessica Morgan on my driveway demanding payment in 4 days, or she forecloses on my house. This is illegal, I said. She leaned in close, smiling. I approved it. The board approved it. County already has the lien paperwork. You're done. I stared at the bill. Special assessment for emergency landscaping repairs. But we just finished landscaping 2 months ago. I paid that bill myself. Friday, she said. Or your family's homeless. My 3 kids were inside. My wife at work. Everything I built, threatened by this woman's signature. Then I noticed something on the invoice. The landscaping company name. Summit Property Services. I'd seen that name before. On her husband's tax returns. She just made a fatal mistake. And it was going to cost her 15 years in federal prison. My garden hose is running. Water pooling on the grass. It's 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. The kind of morning where the mountains behind my house reflect perfectly in the lake. Green everywhere. Peace. Then I see her. Jessica Morgan, HOA president, marching across my lawn like she owns it. She's holding papers. Her face is tight. Angry. Your fees are overdue. I turn off the hose. What? She shoves a bill at my chest. I catch it. Look down. $8,500. I laugh. Can't help it. Last month was $450. This has to be a typo. Special assessment, she says. Approved last week. Pay by Friday, or we lien your home. The laugh dies in my throat. What special assessment? I never got notice of any meeting. We send emails. I pull out my phone right there. Check my inbox. Spam folder. Trash. Nothing. There's no email. She shrugs. Not my problem, you don't check your messages. My heart's pounding now. $8,000. In 4 days. This can't be legal. You need 30-day notice for special assessments. And a homeowner vote. Already done. Check your email again. She's smiling. Actually smiling. I look at the bill closer. Line item, emergency landscaping repairs. We just did landscaping 2 months ago. This is additional work. Tree removal. Erosion control. Community safety. Community safety. We live next to a lake surrounded by mountains. The only erosion is from kids playing by the water. I have 3 kids. I can't just find $8,500 in 4 days. Jessica leans closer. Close enough I can smell her perfume. Friday, 5 p.m. Or we file foreclosure paperwork Monday morning. My stomach drops. You can't foreclose over HOA fees. Actually, I can. It's in the bylaws you signed when you bought this house. Section 12, subsection 4. We can lien. We can foreclose. We can sell your property to recover unpaid fees. She says it so calmly, like she's reciting a grocery list. I built this house myself, I say. My voice sounds far away. With my own hands. Then you should have paid attention to your financial obligations. She turns, starts walking back across my lawn. Her heels leave little divots in my grass. Then she stops, looks back over her shoulder. Oh, and if you're thinking about fighting this, don't. I've got lawyers. I've got the board. I've got the county on speed dial. What do you have? She doesn't wait for an answer. Just walks away. I stand there, hose at my feet, bill in my hand. Water still pooling around my shoes. My phone buzzes. Email from HOA. Subject, Special Assessment Meeting Minutes, approved. Dated 3 days ago. I open it. 9 families assessed. Emergency landscaping repairs. Vote passed unanimously by the board. My name is on the list. So is my neighbor Mike's. And 7 others I recognize. All of us voted against Jessica last year when she ran for re-election. Every single one. This isn't about landscaping. This is revenge. I call the HOA office immediately. Voicemail. I email the board secretary. Bounce back. Address doesn't exist. I drive to the clubhouse. It's locked. Lights off. Sign says closed for maintenance. I sit in my car staring at the building. Think. I go home. Pull out my HOA binder. The bylaws I signed 5 years ago when we closed on the house. Page 47. Special assessments. Requires 30-day written notice. Requires majority homeowner vote. Not just board vote. Homeowner vote. This assessment had neither. I screenshot everything. The email timestamp. The bylaws. The assessment notice. I'm building a case. My wife Sarah comes home early. She works as a paralegal downtown. She's supposed to be there until 6. Why are you home? Her eyes are red. They called my office. Who called? The HOA. Jessica Morgan. She told my boss we're in financial distress and might need accommodation for personal issues. My hands gripped the counter. She did what? My boss pulled me into his office. Asked if everything was okay at home. If we needed time off. If we were having money problems. Sarah's crying now. I've worked there 6 years. 6 years. And now they think we're broke. Unreliable. She humiliated me in front of everyone. I pull her close. But inside I'm calculating. Jessica isn't just trying to bankrupt me. She's trying to destroy my family's reputation. Our income. Our stability. Thursday morning. Day 3. I'm making coffee when I see a truck pull up outside. 2 men get out. They're measuring my driveway. Taking photos of my house. I run outside. What are you doing? Lien preparation. HOA contract. Get off my property. We're on the easement. HOA property. We can be here. I stand between them and my house. Leave. Now. They look at each other. Pack up. Drive away. But the message is clear. They're coming for my house. My neighbor Mike walks over from his porch. They got you too? I nod. He shows me his bill. $11,000. Why is yours higher? I have a bigger lot. More community burden, according to Jessica. This is insane. It's targeted, Mike says. I talk to the others. All 9 families on the assessment list? We all voted against her last year. This isn't about money. It's about power. Friday arrives. 4:47 p.m. I don't have $8,500. Sarah's watching from the window. Kids are upstairs doing homework. At exactly 5 p.m., Jessica's car pulls up. She doesn't get out. Just sits there. Watching. 5:15 p.m. A courier van arrives. Man walks to my door. Delivery for the homeowner. I sign. He leaves. I open the envelope. Official county recorder stamp. Notice of lien. $8. 500 plus penalties and interest. Total due. $9,200. In red letters across the top. Foreclosure proceedings may begin after 30 days. Jessica's car is still there. She waves. Actually waves. Then drives away. I close the door. Lean against it. My home. My family's security. My kids' stability. All of it just became collateral in Jessica Morgan's revenge fantasy. But she made a mistake. She thinks I'll break. She thinks I'll pay. She thinks I'll disappear like the others. She doesn't know me at all. I can't sleep. 2 a.m. 3 a.m. 4 a.m. I'm at my kitchen table with every HOA document I can find. Bylaws. Financial statements. Meeting minutes from the last 3 years. Looking for something. Anything. Saturday morning. 6 a.m. I'm at the county recorder's office when the doors open. The clerk looks tired. I need to pull HOA documents. Articles of incorporation. Financial filings. Liens. Everything public record. She types. Prints. Hands me a stack 2 inches thick. I sit in the corner and start reading. Page by page. Hour by hour. Then I find it. Financial statement from 2 months ago. Line item. Landscaping Services, Summit Property Services, LLC. $80,000. Paid in full. For tree removal and erosion control. The exact same services listed on my special assessment bill. They already paid for this work, which means they're billing us twice. Double billing $76,500 from 9 families for work already completed. I photograph the document. Keep digging. Summit Property Services, LLC. I search the state business registry. Owner, Michael Morgan. Jessica's husband. My hands start shaking. She's not just double billing. She's funneling HOA money to her own family. This is embezzlement. I photograph everything. Business registration. Financial statements. Payment records. I drive home with my heart hammering. This is bigger than harassment. This is a federal crime. But when I pull into my driveway, there's a police car. Officers standing on my porch talking to Sarah. I park. Get out. What's going on? Are you the homeowner? Yes. We received a report of suspected fraud. Failure to pay community fees while continuing to use community amenities. Pool. Clubhouse. Common areas. I look across the street. Jessica's standing in her driveway. Watching. Officer, I'm in a legal dispute with the HOA. There's no fraud. They illegally assessed fees without proper notice. Do you have documentation? I show him the lien notice. The assessment bill. The bylaws showing proper procedure. He looks it over. This seems like a civil matter. But the complainant was very specific about you using facilities without paying. I haven't used the pool in 6 months. I can prove it. He nods slowly. I'll make a note in the report. But if we get another complaint, we'll need to investigate further. He leaves. Jessica's still watching. She smiles. Goes inside. 2 hours later, my phone rings. Unknown number. I answer. Silence. Then a voice. Distorted. Mechanical. Stop digging, or this gets worse. Click. I check the caller ID. Blocked. I sit on my couch staring at my phone. Someone's watching me. Someone knows I went to the county office. Someone knows I'm investigating. I look out my window. The street's empty. But I feel eyes on me. My daughter comes downstairs. Dad, can Emma come over tomorrow? Emma. Her best friend from school. Sure, sweetie. Her mom said maybe not. She said something about our family having problems. My daughter's 8 years old. She doesn't understand what's happening. She just knows her friend can't come over anymore. I pull her close. It's going to be okay. But I don't know if that's true. Jessica Morgan has money, power, connections, and she's willing to destroy everything to protect herself. But so am I. The difference? I've got proof. Sunday morning. I wake up to 47 Facebook notifications. I don't use Facebook much, maybe once a month. But now my phone won't stop buzzing. I open the app. There's a post in our community Facebook group. Posted at 6 a.m. Deadbeat homeowner refuses to pay, costing your family money. My name, my address, my photo from LinkedIn. The post says I'm refusing to pay my fair share and that my selfishness is forcing the HOA to cut services. The comments are vicious. Kick him out. Why should we pay for his laziness? Some people have no shame. His poor wife must be so embarrassed. 73 comments in 2 hours. I try to respond. This is false. I'm disputing an illegal assessment. I hit post. Error. You cannot post in this group. I'm blocked. Sarah sees it. Starts crying again. My phone rings. My mom. Honey, what's going on? Someone sent me a Facebook post about you. I explain everything. She's furious. But there's nothing she can do from Arizona. Monday morning. I meet with a lawyer. David Richardson. Real estate attorney. Specializes in HOA disputes. He's in his 50s. Sharp eyes. Expensive suit. I show him everything. The assessment. The bylaws. The double billing. The embezzlement evidence. He leans back in his chair. This is textbook corruption. Can we win? Absolutely. But it'll cost you. Filing fees. Court costs. My retainer. We're looking at $5,000 minimum. I have $6,800 in savings. It's supposed to be for emergencies. This qualifies. Do it. He nods. We'll file an injunction to block the lien. Then we'll countersue for harassment, illegal assessment, and we'll report the embezzlement to the district attorney. For the first time in a week, I feel hope. Tuesday morning. Richardson files the paperwork. By Tuesday afternoon, Jessica knows. She doesn't call, doesn't email. Instead, she sends a letter to every homeowner in the community. Community update. Due to one resident's refusal to pay required fees, the HOA is forced to cancel pool maintenance for the summer season. We apologize for the inconvenience caused by this individual's actions. She names me, by name, in a letter to 300 families. Wednesday morning, someone spray paints, "Pay up" on my mailbox. Thursday, Mike's car gets keyed. Deep scratches. Driver's side. Passenger's side. $2,000 in damage. 2 other families who got the special assessment. They pay. Can't handle the pressure. Now it's just me, Mike, and 1 other family holding out. Friday morning. Building inspector shows up at my door. We received an anonymous complaint about unpermitted construction. Your deck. My deck is 12 years old. Fully permitted. I have the paperwork. I show him the permits. Approved by the county in 2013. He looks uncomfortable. I still have to file a report. Anonymous complaints require investigation. This is harassment. I'm just doing my job, sir. He takes photos. Measurements. Leaves. That afternoon, I get a call from my boss. Can you come in Monday morning? Early. What's this about? Just come in Monday. He hangs up. My stomach sinks. Monday morning. 7 a.m. I'm in a conference room with my boss and someone from HR. We're restructuring. Your position is being eliminated. I've worked here 9 years. I know. We're offering 2 weeks severance. My boss won't look at me. I know. Jessica got to them somehow. I clean out my desk by 9 a.m. I call Richardson from my car. They're destroying my life. Good. What? Document everything. Every incident. Every attack. We're building a harassment case. And I found something in the financial records. What? It's worse than double billing. Much worse. Jessica Morgan's been embezzling for 3 years. Over $300,000. The special assessments were her panic move. She needed to cover the hole before the annual audit. My blood runs cold. $300,000. Can you prove it? I'm getting a forensic accountant. Court order for full financial audit. She's going to prison. For the first time in 2 weeks, I smile. Richardson gets his court order Thursday afternoon. Full HOA financial audit. Independent forensic accountant. Court appointed. No HOA control. Jessica tries to block it. Emergency hearing Friday morning. Judge takes 10 minutes to read Richardson's brief. Motion denied. Audit proceeds immediately. Jessica's lawyer looks panicked. The accountant starts Monday. By Wednesday, he calls Richardson. Richardson calls me. You need to sit down. I'm already sitting. What did you find? $340,000 in consulting fees paid to Summit Property Services over 3 years. Jessica's husband's company. But here's the thing. Summit never performed any services. No invoices. No work orders. No contracts. It's a shell company. She's been embezzling since day one. My hands are shaking. There's more, Richardson says. Insurance fraud. Jessica filed false claims for vandalism and storm damage over the last 2 years. Collected payouts. Kept the money. We're talking federal charges. How much total? $580,000. That we've found so far. I can't breathe. The special assessments. Panic move. She needed to cover the hole before the annual audit. She targeted her political enemies first. If you couldn't pay, she'd foreclose, sell your homes, pocket the proceeds, blame you for the budget crisis. We were collateral. Exactly. Richardson files emergency injunctions Monday. All liens frozen. All special assessments voided. Jessica can't touch our homes. The court orders her to cease all collection activities. For the first time in 3 weeks, I sleep through the night. But Tuesday changes everything. I'm driving home from a job interview. It went well. They're calling back next week. I'm on the highway. Light traffic. Then I see it in my rearview mirror. Black sedan. Tinted windows. It's getting closer. Fast. I move to the right lane. It moves behind me. Closer. Closer. Now it's inches from my bumper. 60 miles per hour. I speed up to 70. It speeds up. 80. Still right behind me. My heart's hammering. I take a sudden exit. It follows. I'm on surface streets now. Residential area. It's still behind me. I make random turns. Left. Right. Left again. It follows every turn. I see a police station ahead. I pull into the parking lot. The sedan slows. Drives past. Slowly. I can't see the driver through the tinted windows. But they want me to know they're there. I sit in the parking lot for 20 minutes. Hands shaking. Then I go inside. File a report. The officer is sympathetic but clear. Without a license plate, there's nothing we can do. Could be mistaken identity. Road rage. We'll increase patrols in your area. I drive home taking side streets. Checking my mirror every 5 seconds. When I get home, Sarah's car is in the driveway. Kids are inside. Everything looks normal. I lock the doors. Check all the windows. That night, 2 a.m., I hear something. Glass breaking. I grab my phone. Call 911. Look out the window. My car. Driver's side window. Shattered. Glass all over the driveway. Nothing stolen. Just broken. Police come. Take a report. Dust for prints. Nothing. The officer asks if I have enemies. I almost laugh. Yeah. The HOA president I'm suing for embezzlement. He makes a note. But I know. This isn't random. This is a message. Jessica Morgan is desperate. And desperate people are dangerous. Wednesday morning I install security cameras. 6 of them. Every angle of my house. Motion-activated lights. Dashcam in my car. I'm not backing down. But I'm not dying either. Richardson files criminal referrals with the district attorney. Wire fraud. Embezzlement. Insurance fraud. Racketeering. He's going after everything. Thursday, I get a call. Grand jury convened. They're reviewing the evidence. How long? Could be weeks. Could be days. The DA wants this. It's a big case. Federal charge is possible. Friday evening, the HOA holds an emergency meeting. I attend. So does Mike. So do 40 other homeowners who finally know the truth. The evidence went public. News covered it. HOA president accused of massive embezzlement. Jessica sits at the front table. Her lawyer beside her. She looks calm. Too calm. The room is packed. Angry faces everywhere. Someone yells before the meeting even starts. "Where's our money, Jessica?" She raises her hand. "Please, let me speak." The room goes quiet. These accusations are defamatory. I've served this community faithfully for 3 years. This is a personal vendetta from disgruntled residents who don't want to pay their fair share. She pulls out a binder. Thick. Official looking. Here's every receipt. Every invoice. Every transaction fully documented. Everything I've done has been transparent and legal. My heart sinks. She's prepared. She knew this was coming. Richardson stands up from the back of the room. "Mrs. Morgan, are these the same receipts you submitted to the insurance company for the false vandalism claims?" The room goes silent. "Because they show different dates than your tax filings." Jessica's face changes. "Slight, but I see it. I'd like to submit into evidence text messages between you and your husband discussing cooking the books before audit season." He holds up his phone. Screenshots projected on the wall. "Make sure Summit invoices match the narrative. Delete those emails before the audit. We need to squeeze more from these properties before anyone notices." The room explodes. People shouting. Someone's crying. Jessica's lawyer whispers urgently to her. She stands. "This meeting is adjourned." "Sit down," someone yells from the back. "You don't get to adjourn. You're not in charge anymore." A homeowner stands. Makes a motion. "I move to remove the entire board. Install interim leadership. Freeze all accounts pending investigation." Second, Richardson speaks. All in favor. Hands shoot up across the room. Opposed. Jessica and the treasurer raise their hands. Just 2. Motion passes. Effective immediately, the board is dissolved. Jessica gathers her papers slowly. Her hands are shaking now. She walks toward the exit. Everyone watches in silence. She stops at the door, turns, looks directly at me. This isn't over. Then she's gone. The room erupts in conversation. Mike grabs my shoulder. "We did it." But I'm watching the door where Jessica left. Her face. That look. She's not done. Not even close. Richardson comes over. DA called during the meeting. Grand jury indicted her. 6 counts wire fraud. 3 counts insurance fraud. 2 counts embezzlement. When's the arrest? Already happened. Police picked her up in the parking lot. I look out the window. Police car. Lights flashing. Jessica Morgan in handcuffs. Being put in the back seat. She sees me through the window. Even now, even in handcuffs, she's staring. The car drives away. And for the first time in a month, I can breathe. Jessica makes bail in 6 hours. $50,000 bond. She's out by midnight. Richardson calls me at 1 a.m. "She posted bail. Wanted you to know." I'm awake anyway. Can't sleep knowing she's indicted. What happens now? Trial prep. Discovery. Could be 8 months before we see a courtroom. 8 months. 8 months of living in fear. But something shifts over the next few days. Local news picks up the story. HOA president accused of massive fraud. Homeowners fight back. Then regional news. Then national. CNN. Fox. MSNBC. My phone interview goes viral. Reddit picks it up. Thousands of upvotes. TikTok videos. HOA Karen tries to steal man's house. Gets arrested instead. YouTube commentary channels. Millions of views. Jessica Morgan becomes infamous overnight. The villain everyone loves to hate. I watch it spread like wildfire. Comments pouring in. This happened to me too. HOAs are corrupt everywhere. Fight back like this guy did. Public opinion destroys her. Her husband loses his contracting license. Investigation proves he never performed the work he billed. Their house goes into foreclosure. Can't make payments without the embezzled money. Her lawyer drops her. She can't afford his fees. Now she's alone. Broke. Facing federal prison. Represented by a public defender. I should feel victorious. Instead, I feel hollow. The stress gave me an ulcer. Sarah and I fight more than we used to. My kids ask why people are mean to us. I got a new job, but it pays $15,000 less than my old one. Mike moved to another state. Couldn't handle living here anymore. 2 other families from the assessment list. They moved too. I'm the last one standing. Sometimes late at night, I wonder if it was worth it. The cost. The pain. The fear. Then I remember the elderly couple who paid Jessica's fake assessment and couldn't afford the husband's heart medication that month. The single mom who worked 3 jobs trying to keep up with the fees. The veteran on disability who almost lost his home. Jessica Morgan is a predator. She fed on vulnerable people, counted on them being too scared, too poor, too tired to fight. But she made one critical mistake. She targeted someone with nothing left to lose. Someone who would rather burn it all down than let her win. Trial date gets set. May 15th. Federal Courthouse downtown. Richardson prepares me for testimony. Tell your story. Stay calm. Don't let her lawyer rattle you. What if she takes a plea? She won't. She thinks she can win. Narcissists always think they're smarter than everyone else. 2 weeks before trial, something happens. I'm checking my mailbox. Evening. Sun setting over the mountains. A car slows down. Same black sedan from before. Window rolls down. I can't see inside, but I hear a voice. You should have taken the deal. What deal? The window rolls up. Car drives away. I run inside. Call Richardson. What deal? I never got offered a deal. Neither did I. She's playing mind games. But my hands are shaking again. The fear returns. What if she has something planned? What if she's more dangerous than I thought? Richardson calls the DA. They increase security for the trial. She's desperate, the DA says. Desperate people make mistakes. I hope he's right. Because if Jessica Morgan is capable of embezzlement, fraud, and harassment, what else is she capable of? The trial is in 12 days. I count them down like a prisoner, waiting for freedom or destruction. I don't know which is coming. May 15th arrives. Federal Courthouse. Downtown. The building is massive. Stone columns. American flags. I'm wearing my only suit. Sarah's beside me. She took off work. Richardson meets us at the entrance. Ready? I'm not. But I nod anyway. Courtroom 4B. Third floor. It's packed. Media. Homeowners. Curious spectators. Jessica sits at the defense table. Orange jumpsuit. Handcuffs. No more power suits. No more smugness. Just a woman facing consequences. She looks at me once. No expression. Then looks away. The trial lasts 4 days. Day 1. Forensic accountant testifies. Shows the money trail on massive screens. Jessica's personal bank account swelling while HOA reserves drained. $340,000 in 3 years. Every transaction documented. Every transfer traced. The jury takes notes. Day 2. Text messages. Displayed on screens for everyone to see. Make sure Summit invoices match the narrative. Delete those emails before the audit. We need to squeeze more from these properties before anyone notices. Her husband testifies. He took a plea deal. 5 years probation in exchange for testimony. He admits everything. The shell company. The fake invoices. The embezzlement scheme. Jessica stares at him with pure hatred. He won't look at her. Day 3. The victims testify. The elderly man who couldn't afford heart medication breaks down crying on the stand. I trusted her. We all did. She was supposed to protect our community. The single mom who worked 3 jobs. I almost lost my home. My kids almost lost their stability. Because of her greed. The veteran on disability. His voice shakes. I served this country for 20 years. Came home to build a life. And she tried to take it all. The jury watches Jessica's face. She shows nothing. Cold. Calculated. Remorseless. That might be what seals her fate. Day 4. I testify. Richardson walks me through the story. The ambush. The threats. The harassment. The spray-painted mailbox. The keyed car. The broken window. The gas can in my yard. Attempted arson. Why didn't you just pay? The prosecutor asks. I look at Jessica. Because bullies count on silence. She thought power made her untouchable. But nobody is above the law. Her lawyer cross-examines me. Isn't it true you have a history of conflict with the HOA? I voted against her re-election. That's not conflict. That's democracy. Isn't it possible these charges are revenge for that vote? The forensic accountant found $340,000 in embezzlement. That's not revenge. That's evidence. He is nothing else. Sits down. Closing arguments take 3 hours. Prosecution lays it out systematically. Wire fraud. Embezzlement. Insurance fraud. Harassment. Attempted arson. Defense argues poor record-keeping and misunderstanding. The jury deliberates. 90 minutes. That's fast. They return. The foreman stands. On the count of wire fraud, guilty. On the count of embezzlement, guilty. On the count of insurance fraud, guilty. All counts. Guilty on everything. Jessica doesn't react. Just stares straight ahead. But her hands shake when the bailiff approaches with handcuffs. She's remanded into custody immediately. No bail pending sentencing. The courtroom erupts. Some people cheer. Some cry. I just sit there. Numb. It's over. After everything, It's finally over. Richardson shakes my hand. You did it. Sarah hugs me. But I don't feel victorious. I feel exhausted. Sentencing is in 6 weeks. Federal guidelines suggest 10 to 20 years. Jessica Morgan's life is over. And I'm the one who ended it. Same courthouse. Same courtroom. But the energy is different now. Heavier. Jessica stands in her orange jumpsuit. Thinner than before. Hair pulled back. No makeup. Her public defender stands beside her. Young guy. Overworked. Underpaid. He did his best. But there's no defending the indefensible. The judge is a woman in her 60s. Judge Catherine Williams. She's known for tough sentences on white-collar crime. The courtroom is packed again. Victims in the front rows. Media in the back. Judge Williams reads the charges. Recounts the evidence. The embezzlement. The fraud. The harassment. Then she addresses Jessica directly. Mrs. Morgan, you held a position of trust. Your neighbors elected you to serve their community, to protect their interests, to manage their resources responsibly. Jessica stands perfectly still. Instead, you stole from them. You threatened them when they questioned you. You attempted to destroy families who stood up to you. You targeted the vulnerable, the elderly, the working poor, people who trusted you. The judge pauses, looks down at her notes. You showed no remorse during this trial. No accountability. No recognition of the harm you caused. White-collar crime isn't victimless. Behind every fraudulent transaction is a family that sacrificed, trusted, suffered. Another pause. I've reviewed the sentencing guidelines. The prosecution recommends 15 years. The defense requests probation and restitution. Jessica's lawyer looks hopeful. That hope is about to die. Mrs. Morgan, I sentence you to 15 years in federal prison. No parole. $580,000 in restitution to the victims. All assets seized and liquidated. Jessica's knees buckle. Her lawyer catches her. The courtroom erupts. Some people cheer. Some cry. The elderly man who testified, he's sobbing. Relief. Finally. 15 years. Jessica will be 71 when she's released. Her life is effectively over. She looks back as the bailiff leads her away. Her eyes find mine. No hatred now. Just emptiness. She's broken. Completely. The doors close behind her. She's gone. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarm me. How do you feel? Was justice served? What's next for your community? I don't have answers. I'm just tired. Richardson handles the press. I walk to my car with Sarah. Is it really over? She asks. Yeah, it's really over. That night, I sleep for 12 hours straight. First time in a year, I don't have nightmares. No Jessica Morgan in my dreams. No threats. No fear. Just peace. The next morning, I wake up and the sun is shining. Mountains reflecting in the lake. Green grass. Same view where this all started. But everything's different now. The HOA has new leadership. Transparent finances. Open meetings. Accountability. The stolen money, most of it recovered. Jessica's house sold. Her cars. Her jewelry. Every asset liquidated. Homeowners got back about 65 cents on the dollar. Not perfect, but better than nothing. Some families moved away. Too many bad memories. Mike came back, though. Bought a house 2 streets over. Couldn't stay away, he said. This is home. Property values are recovering. The HOA fraud scandal is fading from Google searches. Life is returning to normal. But I'm different. Harder. More cautious. But also stronger. I know what I'm capable of when pushed. I testified in federal court. I stood up to corruption. I protected my family and my community. That changes you. Forever. 2 months after sentencing. August. The community is healing. Slowly. The new HOA board meets monthly. Every meeting is recorded. Every expense documented. Every vote transparent. We learned our lesson. Trust is earned, not assumed. Some neighbors still avoid me. The ones who supported Jessica. The ones who believed her lies. They're embarrassed now. A few apologized. We should have listened. We should have questioned things. I accept their apologies. But I don't forget. Mike and I start a neighborhood watch. Not for crime. For accountability. We review HOA finances quarterly. Check every invoice. Verify every vendor. We'll never be victims again. My daughter made new friends. Kids whose parents don't judge her for something she didn't do. Sarah's migraines are gone. She got promoted at work. Her boss apologized for how he handled Jessica's call. I should have talked to you first. I got a better job. Actually better than my old one. Company that values integrity. They hired me specifically because of the trial. We want people who stand up for what's right. Life is normalizing, but the scars remain. I check my security cameras every morning. I still look over my shoulder in parking lots. Sarah triple checks the locks every night. Trauma doesn't disappear just because the threat is gone. It lives in your body, your habits, your instincts. September brings news. Jessica tried to appeal. Motion denied. She filed a complaint about her public defender. Dismissed. She's grasping at straws now, desperate for any way out. There isn't one. Federal prison in California. Minimum security. But still prison. Still consequences. Her husband moved to Texas. Changed his name legally. Trying to escape his past. I don't blame him. Sometimes I wonder what I'd do in his position. Stand by someone who destroyed everything? Or save yourself? He chose survival. October. 1 year since this started. I'm standing in my yard. Same spot where Jessica confronted me. Same green mountains. Same lake. Same grass. But I'm not the same person. That man who laughed at an $8,500 bill. He was naive. Trusting. Believed the system would protect him. I'm not that person anymore. I'm harder now. More skeptical. But also more aware. More capable. I survived something that should have broken me. Jessica Morgan had power. Money. Connections. She had every advantage. And she still lost. Because truth is more powerful than corruption. Evidence is stronger than lies. And justice, when it finally comes, is absolute. My phone buzzes. Text from Mike. Barbecue this weekend? Burgers on me. I smile. First genuine smile in months. I'll bring the beer. Life goes on. The community recovers. Families rebuild trust. And Jessica Morgan becomes a cautionary tale. The HOA president who thought she was untouchable. Who learned, too late, that everyone answers to someone. Even her. November. Thanksgiving approaches. The community holds its first annual meeting under new leadership. 90 families attend. Record turnout. The new president is a retired teacher named Robert. Honest. Transparent. Boring. Exactly what we need. He presents the financial report. Every dollar accounted for. Every expense justified. No surprises. No hidden fees. Just competent, honest management. People actually applaud. That's how low the bar was. But we're raising it. Together. Someone proposes a memorial fund for the families who suffered most under Jessica's regime. The elderly couple. The single mom. The veteran. Small payments. $500 each. Not enough to undo the damage. But enough to show we care. The vote passes unanimously. After the meeting, people linger. Talking. Laughing. Rebuilding connections that Jessica's reign destroyed. I talk to families I haven't spoken to in months. They thank me. You saved us. You could have given up. You're a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm just a man who refused to be a victim. There's a difference. December brings closure. The class action lawsuit settles. Insurance companies pay out for Jessica's fraud. Additional restitution from liquidated assets. Total recovery. $380,000 of the $580,000 stolen. Everyone gets a check. Mine is $2,847. Not even close to what this cost me in legal fees, stress, and lost income. But it's something. Sarah frames the check instead of cashing it. Hangs it in my office. So you remember what you fought for. I look at it sometimes. That piece of paper represents more than money. It represents accountability. Proof that fighting back matters. That standing up to corruption isn't futile. Christmas Eve. We're having dinner with Mike and his family. His kids play with my kids. Our wives drink wine and laugh in the kitchen. Mike and I stand on my deck, looking at the lake. Mountains behind it. Everything green and peaceful. You ever regret it? He asks. Fighting back. Yeah. I think about it. Really think. The stress. The fear. The threats. The broken windows. The harassment. The sleepless nights. No. I say finally. Not for a second. Why? Because she was counting on us to be too scared. Too tired. Too broken. She thought power made her invincible. But it doesn't. The system works when people are brave enough to use it. Mike nods. We stand there in comfortable silence. Two men who survived something that should have destroyed them. And came out stronger. The lake reflects the Christmas lights from houses around the shore. Beautiful. Peaceful. Home. January brings news. Jessica's first appeal denied. She's serving her full sentence. No early release. No special treatment. Just time. 15 years of it. Part of me wonders what she thinks about. Alone in her cell, does she regret her choices? Does she understand the harm she caused? Or does she still think she's the victim? I'll never know. And honestly, I don't care anymore. Jessica Morgan is the past. This community, rebuilt, stronger, vigilant, is the future. And I'm part of that future. Not as a victim, as a survivor, as someone who stood up when it mattered. That's my legacy. Not the trial, not the sentencing. The act of refusing to be silent. That's what I'll teach my kids. That's what this whole nightmare was really about. 2 years later, February morning. I'm watering my lawn. Same spot where this all began. Morning sun warming my face. Mountains reflecting perfectly in the lake. Green grass beneath my feet. Peace. Real peace this time. Not the false calm before Jessica's storm, but earned peace. The kind that comes after surviving hell. Jessica Morgan is in year 2 of 15. Federal prison in California. No successful appeals. No early release. She's just another inmate now. Number on a jumpsuit. Not a president. Not a power player. Just someone paying for her crimes. Her husband never visits. Divorced her 6 months into her sentence. Moved to Texas. Remarried. Started over. Some people get that option. Jessica doesn't. The community thrives without her. Property values recovered. New families moving in. Attracted by the transparency. The accountability. The story of neighbors who stood up to corruption and won. We're famous now. In a good way. The HOA that cleaned house. The community that demanded better. Mike lives 2 streets over. Our kids are best friends. His daughter and mine have sleepovers every weekend. Sarah got another promotion. She's managing her whole department now. My job is stable. Pays well. I actually like going to work. My ulcer healed. The nightmares stopped. The security cameras are still there. But I check them less now. The fear faded. Slowly. But it faded. I'm not the same person who stood here 3 years ago. That man was naive. Trusting. Believed that doing the right thing was enough. I know better now. Doing the right thing costs something. Sometimes everything. But it's still worth doing. Because silence enables predators. Fear empowers bullies. And corruption thrives when good people do nothing. Jessica Morgan counted on our silence. She built her empire on fear and complacency. She thought we were too weak to fight back. She was wrong. People ask me sometimes if I'd do it again. Knowing the cost. The stress. The threats. The danger. Yes. Every single time. Because my kids are watching. They saw their father stand up to someone powerful and corrupt. They learned that authority isn't absolute. That challenging injustice matters. That ordinary people can make extraordinary differences. That's worth more than any amount of money or peace of mind. That's a legacy. The HOA meeting is tonight. I'm going. Not because I have to. Because I want to. Because vigilance is the price of freedom. And we paid too much to let our guard down now. The water from my hose pools at my feet. Just like it did that morning Jessica Morgan ambushed me. But this time, there's no fear. No dread. Just a man watering his lawn. In a community he helped save. Living a life he refused to surrender. That's the real victory. Not the trial or the sentencing. The simple act of still being here. Still standing. Still fighting. Because bullies win when we quit. And I don't quit. None of us do. Not anymore. I turn off the hose. Head inside. Sarah's making coffee. Kids are getting ready for school. Normal life. Beautiful, ordinary, hard-won normal life. And I'm grateful for every single moment of it. If you've ever felt powerless against someone in authority, an HOA, a boss, a system designed to crush you, I want you to know something. You're not powerless. You're just waiting for your moment. Document everything. Find allies. Trust the process. And never, ever let them see you quit. Because that's what they're counting on. Your silence. Your fear. Your surrender. Don't give it to them. Fight back. If this story inspired you, or if you faced your own HOA nightmare, drop your story in the comments below. Let's build a community of people who refuse to be victims. And if you want to see more stories of ordinary people defeating corrupt systems, hit that like button and subscribe. Because there are more stories like this. More Jessica Morgans out there. And more people like us who need to know they're not alone in the fight. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Share it below.